Is everything okay?
Yes, but I have something to confess.
I have the craziest story to tell you too. We need to meet.
Okay, let's meet at the studio.
Okay, I'll be there in 5.
My name's Pricila de la Torre,
And my name is Jordan Hemp,
and you're listening to Off the Market Confessions,
where we talk about real stories, real estate, and real life.
What's up, guys?
We're back. You might not recognize our backdrop this time because we decided to take OTMC across the country to ATL. Welcome to Atlanta.
Where the players play. This week we have a lot of new content coming up. We've seen our founder, Gary Keller. We've seen the social media expert, Gary Vee.
And my personal favorite, the motivational speaker, one and only, Shetty. We have some really fun stuff. Take a look.
On my way to the airport.
We woke up at 5:27, but we made it.
It doesn't matter where you are, it matters who you're with. Yeah, when things go wrong, everyone gets philosophical, right? Everyone gets deep.
Millions of people are flocking to the pages of this man right here. We're talking about Jay Shetty.
The former long-term storyteller. I love you too. Please don't say that again, because I'm going to say it back every time, and then we're not going to get anywhere with it.
Jay, you're amazing. Many people see your face and they go, I know this guy. I know him from Instagram. I know him from having a conversation with Oprah or with Ellen.
The #1 health and wellness podcast.
A New York Times bestselling author, the face of calm. Jay Shetty. Jay Shetty. That's a great jam.
Hello. How are you this morning? Woo! What's up, everyone? This is so...
We're going where? Come on.
Now, I want to start off by telling you about an experience I had. This happened around 7 years ago. So 7 years ago, I was taking a flight from New York to LA. How many of you?
Am I going early?
Thank God y'all are here.
We're back. Hi, guys. We literally just landed 5 seconds ago. Just kidding, but pretty much.
It feels so good to be home because that trip was jam-packed and it was kind of exhausting, but we had a great time.
I did. Yeah, I loved it.
Every
We'll be
second
back.
of every day was like full, whether it was part of the convention or us just trying to see the city a little bit, but it was a good time.
It was a good time. I feel like we jam-packed so much information, and we did explore the city a little bit, which was fun.
Yeah.
I had a good time.
Yeah.
It was just really cold, but I had a good time.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah, so you guys got to take a look at some of the photos and the videos that we took. We were so busy that we didn't get as much content as we wanted, but we took a lot of photos, we took a lot of notes, and that's kind of what this episode is about. We're going to debrief a little bit, and then we want to talk a little bit about Keller Williams because Keller Williams is the reason why we got to go on this amazing trip.
Right.
So first things first, this trip was called Family Reunion. Keller Williams does 2 different conventions a year. called Family Reunion in February, and then there's Mega Agent Camp in August, which is usually in Texas, and then the Family Reunion one revolves anywhere around the United States.
I've been to, this is my 5th one. I've been to Orlando, I've been to Anaheim, I've been to Vegas twice, and then this year Atlanta. So this is,
Nice.
I mean, I love all of them. I think Anaheim was probably like my number one just because Ed Milet, the speaker that we had. But this one is up there. This one's up there with like one of the best. Yeah, I really liked it.
Yeah, I think what I enjoyed about this one, which we're going to get into more, is that it wasn't just one speaker that I was like over the moon about.
Right.
It was all of them. I felt like they were all so good and they all said something that resonated with me. So
I feel
that
like
made
we
it
had a lot of,
well-rounded.
yeah, I feel like we had a lot of speakers too.
We did.
Compared to
We
other
did.
times, yeah.
And these are some well-known people. Maybe everybody listening probably doesn't know who all these people are, but like these are people who have pretty massive followings
Yeah.
online. A few of them are like celebrity status. And then the other ones are probably like a subcategory below that. But so anyways, Family Reunion is a agent-centric convention where all realtors that are involved with Keller Williams or outside of Keller Williams have the chance to decide if they want to go to this trip to learn, to take away bits or nuggets that they want to bring home.
Or to network. A lot of people go just to network. A lot of people go to these conventions and don't even attend the convention itself, but they network at the events.
Because
like,
of how many, yeah, like outside networking events happen. One of our friend Brandy went for just that reason. The Family Reunion event involves a lot of speakers, breakout sessions. So we start with about 10,000 plus people in one room, which is an insane feeling. The energy is just crazy. We start in the mornings in those rooms or in that large room, and then we go to breakout sessions that are basically smaller sessions where you kind of decide what classes are, you know, closest to what you're looking to learn. So I went to quite a few of them. I went to one about taxes, one about YouTube. I went to some social media ones, and then there was one about listings and one about buyers. Do you remember which ones you went to?
I did. I think I did the same one about taxes. No, thank you. Never. I never want to go to that again. I didn't go to a YouTube one, but I did a social media. I did a buyer and seller one, I think, like a consultation one, which I really liked that one. And then I went to, God, I can't remember the other ones. They had to have been like social media related though, because I love to learn like what else I can do with social media.
Yeah. And so the breakouts were smaller classes. They were pretty fun. And then the other things that they have at the reunion are like a giant exhibit hall. They sell a lot of swag. So we spent some time in there getting to film a few things. You guys all saw our very first clip with that high resolution cameras. That was a really fun little clip to film.
That was so fun.
It was free to us, but they were trying to sell us their equipment.
Which was $35,000. So if anybody would like to gift us $35,000,
we'll have our Venmos at the end of the video.
we will take it. Jay Shetty, if you're watching, come on, help us out.
Yeah, anybody. We're begging.
Yeah, anybody.
So, what else did we do besides this convention?
Okay, first I wanted to kind of go back a little bit and tell you guys about my morning when we were leaving. So, I flew out of Yakima. Jordan flew out a couple days before I did, so he was already there. And I was flying out with some of the girls here from the office. My flight was boarding at 6:12 a.m. I woke up at 5:27 a.m. So that's like a 45-minute-ish span, right? I got to the airport by 5:37. Yeah, I didn't do my hair. I didn't brush my hair and nothing. I just woke up, changed, and and I left. It was really bad, but I made it and they let me in. So shout out to Yakima flight people for making an exception.
That was like your one time
I couldn't even check in my bag. It was already closed, and they made me go through like TSA, and they made me throw away like 2 things that were, because he's like, the same rules apply as like a carry-on.
Yeah.
He's like, but you can check your bag at the gate. And I was like, oh, thank you, sir. But shout out to them, because that was the closest I've ever been to missing a flight. It was crazy.
Wow.
Yeah. So whoever tried to jinx me, you're welcome. It didn't work. Because the day before, people were literally like, oh, Priscilla, don't miss your flight. You have to be on time, blah, blah, blah. And then it literally happened. So I'm like, who did this to me?
Yeah, so I did go a couple days early and I got to visit some of my friends, Jeremy and Summer. I went to high school with Jeremy and I was with them for 2 days, which was actually wild because the weather was like upper 70s, almost 80 degrees. I was in a t-shirt and shorts. And then the next
Crazy.
day when the convention started, we were back in the city, it dropped down to like 37.
It was so cold.
It was really weird. And then it was
Yeah.
25 the next day. And then the
Mhm.
last 2 days were like mid 50s.
Yeah.
But it was like all the different weather patterns that we
Mhm.
experienced. But it was fun to hang out with my friends, get a little bit of a vacation in before I got to business. But once we were in the city, we were in 2 different hotels, like kitty corner from each other.
Mhm.
And around there, we went to some fun restaurants. I don't know. That's really
Yeah.
like all we did outside
We
of.
ate, we drank. Maybe too
Not-
many, not too
maybe
much.
you.
I might have had too many martinis.
I actually feel like I didn't drink enough. But
Really?
yeah.
I don't know where I was
I just
at.
didn't have the energy.
Mhm.
I was exhausted the
Yeah,
whole
but
time.
I do feel like it is, these conventions are so crazy because not only are you learning a lot, but I mean, I was literally sleeping like maybe 3 hours a night.
I know,
And it's not
same.
even that like I'm staying up late, like drinking or partying. No, like
The
just
time
the time
change.
change, I can't get used to it like that quickly. It was
Yeah.
so hard for me to like fall asleep.
Yeah. And we weren't really that close to the
Mhm.
convention center. I mean, it would have been a really long walk. And
Mhm.
so they had buses for us,
Mm.
but we had to wake up early to get on the bus. Like I
Yeah.
was getting up at like 6 o'clock every day,
Mhm.
but just naturally I wasn't falling asleep until like 1 or 2 in the morning.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I was exhausted the whole
Same.
time.
And I feel like they were jam-packed days. So every day was like a full day. I feel
Yeah.
like in the other conferences, they'll have like breaks in between, like just
Yeah.
bigger breaks maybe.
Or they'll end
Or
earlier.
they'll end earlier, but this one was it
Later,
was a
too.
good. I thought it was amazing. I liked it. It was one of my top 2 probably. But yeah, it was just different. A lot overwhelming, but it's okay.
So let's get into who we listened to
Mhm.
and kind of our takeaways from them. Our first one, that first day was called Social Media Con.
Mhm.
It was all about social media. So we
Mhm.
had quite a few different speakers.
Mhm.
The most well-known out of all is Gary Vee or Gary Vaynerchuk.
Mm.
He's very popular on social media.
He
So
cusses a lot. I
He-
didn't know that.
I didn't
I
know
I
that
know
either.
of him a little bit, but I didn't know that much of him.
Yeah. So yeah, he definitely cusses a lot. I felt like it was almost like a comedy show though. He had so many people engaged because of how many F-bombs he was dropping.
Yeah,
But,
but I liked
so
it. I
good.
mean, I know some people, when I got into the elevator later that evening, somebody asked me, they're like, what did you think of that guy? And I could tell that they were not very fond of him. So I didn't want to make it weird, but I was like, well, I thought he was okay. And then
I
I
think
moved
the
on.
people that had a problem with him were a
Mhm.
little more old-fashioned or older people.
Mhm.
And he really, honestly, he's not super young himself, but
Right.
he resonates with a younger crowd. He
Yeah.
gets it.
He does.
He gets it. And one of my favorite things is like Gary Vee is like a no bullshit type of guy.
Mhm.
He is more the type, he's like, let's get shit done
Right.
type thing. And so
Mhm.
he's telling all of the agents there, to stop whining, to stop crying. And,
Yeah.
you don't want to miss things.
He
stop
literally
crying.
said, we're going to insert clip if we haven't already,
Yeah.
but he literally said, stop wah-wahing and sell a fucking house.
Yeah.
That was my favorite thing. That's so funny. I replay that video to when I see it. It's so funny.
I felt like a lot of what he was saying, I wanted to bring clips home. I wanted to take clips and then like send them to certain people that it
Mhm.
reminded me of and be like, you need to hear this.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's go ahead. Let's take a look at a couple clips that we have.
Great-grandfathers that fucking stormed Normandy at 18, and you're wondering why they're not home at 11:30. It's because they're fucking hooking up or drinking. Stop bothering them. My friends, we've become remarkable at blaming everyone but ourselves. The entitlement is through the roof. Your excuses are absurd. There's always been economic downtimes. There's always been tough job markets. There are 16-year-olds streaming on Twitch making $1 million a month. Stop making excuses for your grown-ass kids. Now let me give you the biggest secret that you don't know, which is why I'm being so loud about it. They resent me for doing it. This blew my mind from the DMs. The amount of kids that DM me and tell me they're 26, their mom bought them and dad bought them the BMW, they pay for the thing, they do all the stuff, and they're completely depressed, and I ask them why, And they're like, well, it's because I know that my parents don't think I'm capable. And then I reply, this is insane, this conversation. This blew my mind when I started having these conversations 5 years ago. I reply, because they DM me, I'm like, good news, I can help you. They reply, OMG, OMG, how? I reply, stop taking the money, bitch. But what I've learned is they won't. So parents, you can do anything you want, but you better stop complaining to your sister that your little Johnny sucks if you're paying for his life. If you're paying for his life, that's why he sucks. It will hurt for a minute or 6 months. But I promise you, it will get so much better, and I see it time and time again. This is a big deal, because this is a generation, I see the energy. If our parents helped us 30 years ago, we borrowed a little money to get our life started, and then we paid them back. And if our parents were real gangsters, with fucking interest. But you need to get these kids off the teat.
Is that your closing line?
You know what I was thinking? I thought about it. You know what it was? I was like, you know what? For those 99 people that are already offended, I'm going in for the fucking jugular!
Gary Vee is definitely a big inspiration to me now. I follow him on social media now, and I just love that he's so real, just down to earth, and it makes you want to hustle.
It does.
That's what I took away
It
from it.
does. I know. For me too. I mean, really what he's saying is like, stop the bullshit, stop the excuses, and go out and do what you have to do.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
quit worrying about everything else, quit complaining about the market, quit complaining about, I mean, there's so many things happening in the world that we can't control. We cannot blame that on like what's happening within our business. And I mean, if you're a business owner, you can't really, like, you can't say like, oh, because of this reason is the reason why I'm not selling. Like, no,
Yeah.
you're not selling because you're not putting in the work.
Right.
Or you're
Exactly.
not trying.
He also talked a lot about kind of the generation that's been raised has kind of become a little bit weak in the sense that they rely so heavily on their parents. And I am specifically talking about like Gen Z, which I technically am, but I'm not really that. I don't live at home still, and I've built my own wealth and business. But there's so many people that are coddled in their mid-20s and they're living with mommy and daddy still. And he was just so real about
Yeah,
saying,
he was.
basically get them to stop nursing.
Yeah. No,
and
literally. No,
kick
he
'em
said
out.
he said it much worse though.
Yes.
He said it much worse.
Yeah, but basically, like, kick them out. Like, make them put in the work. Their grandfathers or great grandfathers were storming the beach of Normandy's at 18 years old.
Yeah.
And these guys can't get a real job
Yeah.
or out of their parents' basement at 25, 26 years
Yeah.
old.
It's crazy because I think about that a lot. I'm not Gen Z. I'm whatever's
Millennial.
before that, millennial. But, you know, people always tell me like, Pricila, we want to work for you. I want to work for you. And I just think like, you do not want to work for me because I'm not a Gen Z. Like, I'm not going to take it easy. I don't care how you feel. Like, I have a job to get done.
Yeah.
That means you have a job to get done. I don't care about anything else. So
Yeah,
you don't
yeah.
want to work for me probably.
No,
I'm really direct
I think you would be good.
sometimes.
I think you would actually be a better boss than you give yourself credit for.
You think so?
Yeah, because
Mm.
I think a good boss knows what's cut and dry. And like, if you have your boundaries and your expectations, that's best.
Yeah.
I think for me being a boss, if I don't have defined expectations, it makes it a lot harder for the person working for me because I might be a little bit scattered or not exactly know what boundaries and expectations need to be set for an employee. But anyways, moving on, Jay Shetty. I know I've quoted Jay Shetty a few times. I am like a huge fan of him. I love listening to his podcast on purpose. I brought a couple books that written by Jay Shetty. This is him. It's called Think Like a Monk.
He's such a hottie.
He's got a really awesome voice too.
Yeah, he does.
But he used to be a monk and he is just so wise. He talks about mindset, relationships, building wealth, setting healthy boundaries mentally and physically. And he's just such a well-rounded person and he's insightful and mindful and thoughtful.
It's just like he brings a peaceful presence too. I feel like mainly what I got from him is like like peacefulness or
Yeah.
mindful. I don't know. Like it did kind of remind me to like, come down where you're at and be present. But he does bring a very like peaceful aura. Yeah.
Definitely.
hmm
That's like his big thing.
Yeah.
And he has like really strict, like basically a strict routine that he follows every
hmm
day when it comes to like what time he wakes up,
hmm
when he works out, when he's looking at social media, when
hmm
he's not allowing himself to look at social
hmm
media. And then time with his family,
hmm
time focusing on business, time
I
just,
love
I
that.
think he takes like an hour or 45 minutes every morning to
hmm
meditate. He's very zen, but he's got it together and he's
hmm
a healthy person. And so if you're wondering what his podcast is about, I know I'd said it's a lot about mindset and that kind of stuff, but he has some awesome celebrities on there. Just recently, he had a Priyanka Chopra and Nick Jonas on 2 separate episodes. He's had Mel Robbins on there, Emma Watson. And then I think his newest one coming out is with Luke Combs, which is a country singer, one of the most popular country singers. So he's got everybody from doctors to celebrities to just friends of his on there. And they cover a wide spectrum of topics. And that's why I just love it. I think I get little nuggets out of every episode I listen to. And I
hmm
listen to him in the car most of the time.
Mm.
And I love it. So, and then just one other book that I have that he wrote is 8 Rules of Love, how to find it, how to keep it, and how to let it go. So if you want to find these books, they're pretty much everywhere.
I want to
Yeah.
ask you something.
Okay.
Do you meditate?
No,
Would you
no.
ever, do you think?
I would like to, but
Mhm.
like true meditation
Mhm.
takes like you have to learn
Mhm.
a lot about how to properly meditate.
Mhm.
And I think my mind is just a little bit too
Scattered
loose and
maybe, or
scattered.
this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like I think you have to be really good at focusing,
Yeah.
and I just
Or
don't.
even listening. Do you ever listen to meditations, like sounds or like playlists or
I
something?
have, but not like
Mhm.
not very often.
No.
I think of I more so like I can sit with myself in silence, but I
Mhm.
would rather listen to something like Jay Shetty's
Mhm.
podcast or something and pick up little nuggets
Mhm.
and like learn a little bit or just like try to find some wisdom in that. That's like my form of like relaxing
Mhm.
and kind of like just sitting back and taking something in. I just feel like it would be too much for me to take time every day to sit in
Mhm.
silence with myself.
Yeah. Crazy. You want to know something crazy is that I do meditate.
Really?
Mhm.
Every day?
Not every day. I mean, there was a time where I was at a really, I wouldn't say bad place in my life, but I wasn't happy with where I was at. This was before I got into real estate. So the only way for me to control my behavior, my reaction to other people was for me to meditate and like kind of like like calm myself down, because I've always kept it professional everywhere I'm at. Obviously there's things that upset me too, but there's a certain way to react to certain things.
Yeah.
So that was the only thing that could make me control myself. So yeah, I've been doing it for years, probably like over 6 years. Not I mean, there's some consistency, but maybe not as consistent as I want. But whenever I feel like I need to go back to like, that peace and calmness,
Yeah.
then I meditate again. Yeah,
Interesting.
like I
Yeah.
get back into the routine.
I'm
But
open
yeah,
to trying
small
it.
little,
I'm open.
small fun fact about me.
Yeah. Our next guest that we listened to that was at Family Reunion was Gary Keller, Jason Abrams, and Ryan Leake. These are
Oh.
3 Keller Williams figures
Mhm.
that are founders. Our founder, Gary Keller, Jason Abrams is
Mhm.
like at the top, and then Ryan Leake is a like technology person involved
Mhm.
there. They always talk about industry stats with us. They always
Mhm.
go over what they call the vision speech, and
Mhm.
that's where they basically look at numbers in the past year and the past quarter for the US numbers,
Mhm.
Canadian numbers, and then residential and commercial.
Yeah.
And believe it or not, 2025 was a strong year in real estate.
Yeah.
And we predict that 2026 is going to be right
Even
on par
better.
with that or
Mhm.
even better.
Mhm.
So, and I know that we've been really trying to drill it home with people that taking advantage of the spring market is such an important
Mhm.
thing to start right now. And I still stand by that day by day. I will keep telling people, try to get into the market now. Even if you're not ready to list your home yet or you're not ready to buy a house, take those initial steps to talk to us and see what can get you ready ahead of time. But like seriously, if you're thinking about listing your house, we might already have a buyer ready to go and
Mhm.
we might be able to
We
set you up
just
for
talked.
something
We
easy.
just talked about this. He has a one that he's gonna list,
Mhm.
and I said, "Well, wait, how much is it? What does it have?" And I'm like, "Wait, I have a buyer for this."
Yeah.
That's exactly what she's looking for. So, if you're, whenever you're ready, whenever that is, we probably already have someone.
Potentially,
But
yeah.
but the longer you wait, they have other options. So it's
Yeah.
it's kind of like a
Yeah. Yeah.
give her, yeah.
There is no harm in being extra prepared.
Mhm.
And that's why just having a conversation now is the best thing.
I
So
think so too.
that's kind of what Gary and Jason and Ryan talked about.
Yeah,
and
my
the
favorite
numbers.
part was when Gary was uncomfortable when the guy was cussing.
Yeah.
That was funny. But anyway, okay, Giselle Ugarte, right?
Ugarte, yeah.
Giselle Ugarte.
She was
I
one of my
liked her.
favorites. She's very motivational. She's not a realtor. She's a motivational speaker. So Giselle Ugarte, follow her on Instagram. She has some really cool content. She makes me feel like she is, she's up here and we're like down here, but she really makes me feel like just an equal person. She's gone through some major struggles, health battles, and she even has to like hype herself up and like get the nerves out before she gets on stage, and it just shows she's just so real. But she killed it on
She
stage.
did.
I don't think she had one word out of step or out of line from what her plan was to say. Of course, she had her slides and all that. Watching her preparation video on Instagram, I don't know if you saw it or not.
Not yet.
She was like nervous for this. She
Really?
was nervous, and she
It's a lot of
prepped for
people.
days and days to get ready for it. And I think she was there last year in Las
Yeah.
Vegas too, but she just is really good at talking about having the social media presence that you want people to perceive you as. So
Right.
we were talking about this before we started filming.
Yeah.
Like, what do you want people to assume of you or to think of you when you're putting content online? What's the story you want them to tell
I
about you?
would want people, when people think of me, I would want them to think of somebody that is selfless and that is doing this really for the benefit of others, not for like my own gain, and that I give back. I try to give back to the community, whether it's, actually to like children, only because when I was younger, like some of these things that I do, these are things that I used to like benefit from, right? So like the Toys for Tots type of thing. I remember I used to get that, because
Yeah.
my mom couldn't afford gifts. So if I can donate to other children or, help somebody else, it's kind of like a healing,
circle
like a little me, So I think I would want people to think of me as like someone who gives back, someone who's selfless, and someone who's really there for them and that's really on their side versus, someone that's just in it for the accolades or for the money or
Yeah.
for whatever else. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I love like thinking, if you really put it into perspective and you think about little you, like young you,
Yeah.
like 6, 7 years
Mhm.
old. 6, 7.
Oh God. No, Jordan, he's such a Gen Zer.
No, but like seriously, think of like a 6-year-old you looking at who you are now. The fact that you were a child that would get Toys for Tots, right?
Right.
But now you're giving back. Think about what little you
Yeah.
would think of you now, like how proud your
Right.
younger you would be that
Mhm.
you made it to where you are. I just
Mhm.
love that. If you
It's
think
crazy.
that little
Yeah.
you would be proud of who you are now,
Mm.
that to me alone feels like I made it.
Yeah.
I made it.
Yeah.
Little me would not believe
Yeah.
that.
And that's the thing for me is like, I know the struggle. We grew up in it, I mean, I don't know much of your history, but we like some of these things that I do, I'm like, dang, I wish when I was little, this event was there for me and I knew that it was okay for me to go, even if I'm not like everybody else. Right. So I think that's like the story I want to put out there. Even if you feel uncomfortable, even if you think that you're out of place, no, you belong here because I'm here. So you belong here too.
So I really like that Giselle was like focused on the story that you want to tell and matching people's energy. And I mean, it is putting on a face a little bit, but being your authentic you, yourself on social media and telling your story, I think is the most engaging way that you can move forward.
I think so too. Yeah.
Donald Miller, he was a little bit of an older guy.
He was.
But do you want to explain kind of what your takeaway was on Donald? Because
I think his was it's also kind of about like what story do you want to put out there?
yeah,
And building like he almost made it seem like building a character.
yeah,
But which I like, but I do think, I guess, I don't know, it was very similar to Giselle's, but I feel like Giselle's is just more, be authentic.
mhm.
I don't really like, I wouldn't want to be like a character. I want to
Yeah.
be myself. Although his info was a lot of good info, but I
What
took more away from hers, I feel like.
Well, what would Giselle's turning point in learning how to be successful on social media was when she finally revealed to everybody her health issues she was having, which were major. They were like big time. I can't remember what she was dealing
It
with.
was
but
something about like weight, I think.
no, it caused her
It
to
caused
lose
her
a
to
ton of weight.
lose
Yeah,
weight or to
yeah.
gain weight.
know to lose weight.
Okay.
Um,
I can't remember, but I remember seeing her side by side photos.
yeah. Okay.
But anyway.
Well, anyways, she had some really bad health issues that were
She did.
causing her to like be super unhealthy, and she ended up sharing that on social media, and she got this like outpouring of support, and that changed everything for her. She realized, she's like, oh my gosh, I don't have to be the best version of
Right.
myself on social
You don't
media.
have to
I can show
pretend.
people
Yeah.
the real me, and it's so much more relatable. And so that's where she found success. When Don Miller talked about like creating a character, I think that like maybe this isn't exactly how he said it, but I think that what he was kind of saying is like, you basically, like we just said, the story we want people to get of us when they see us on social media. He's saying like, take that and build that into the character, like almost like third person, like look at who you are on social media and decide what story you want to tell, and then make that into a character and try to live that, even if that's your most authentic self.
Makes
Try
sense.
to point the parts of what your character looks like, because that's what other people see on
Yeah.
social media. So if you can understand that on your end, on what character you are, then you can navigate that better and kind of like drive it where you want to go.
Right.
I think that's what he was talking about.
I did find basically the same speech on YouTube, so I can go back and watch his again just to try to like better understand it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'll learn more about it. What about Steven Womack?
Yeah. He was
That
good.
guy was good.
Yeah. Good looking and good
looking
content.
and good. And nobody hate me for that.
He's from Germany. He's really good at social media videos. Again, Stephen Womack is not a realtor.
He's not
and
a
most of
realtor.
these people were not realtors. But if you want to learn how to do some awesome
Like editing. Yes.
content, video content, look on Instagram at Stephen Womack. He tells you how to do the coolest videos with just your iPhone on using CapCut, Canva, and then he had some AI assistants,
AI
which you
stuff,
do have to pay for, but there's other AI platforms that we could probably use for free or some free services. But I was just so impressed with how easy and simple Stephen Womack makes his content seem. I mean, you don't have to be skilled. You just got to
don't.
watch for an
And you
example.
just have to do it.
Yeah, you just have to do it.
And he said, so he showed us how he told his friends or something, or he told us the story of him telling his friends, like, this is, I'm going to make this blow up and all this bunch of stuff. And after a couple like viral videos, he literally has like 6 million followers from just, well, now obviously like all these editing videos, but I don't know. That's crazy to me. Like, just stay consistent. It's kind of like relates back to everything in life. Just stay consistent and you'll grow.
Yeah.
So
I
he was
really
cool.
enjoyed him.
I really
cannot
liked him
wait
too.
to take some of that and put it into my
Yeah.
business. That leads me to my next question. What were our takeaways and how will this change our business for us and our clients?
My key takeaways are I definitely need to hire help. I think, I don't know, everything was great. I mean, I love the motivational stuff, but I think at the end of the day, it's like implementing what I'm learning.
Yeah.
That was one of my key things. Gary Vee talked about it. Giselle talked about it. Not that I don't really struggle with like being embarrassed about posting. I do struggle with like finding the time to do these things because I feel like I am so busy. So I think that was another thing is like, we did talk to like a virtual assistant out there. And it might be something that we move forward with, but I think that would definitely help.
Yeah.
That was like one of my
The
things.
amount of information that we got out of this was overwhelming, but if we implement just a few things to start and then we keep our notes and we circle back to those maybe in a couple months and we kind of implement those then, I think that's the best plan, the attack method.
Yeah.
But yeah, we, I think for me, definitely I want to focus more on my video content, not just for our pod. Our pod is going to do so much better because of learning what needs we have for a virtual assistant. We're going to be adding to the team here, even though it's going to be somebody behind the scenes. But I want to do better at social media stuff, lead follow up. And then I think I just want to work on kind of that character, that persona to build on social media. I just don't care when I'm on camera anymore. Like that. I don't care. I really
if
don't
that's
care.
what we're doing, I'm just kidding.
I'm just gonna be me on social media. I really don't care because that's the type of people when people work with me, that's who they get. And I would think that they like working with the person that I am because otherwise they wouldn't work with me. So that's
Same
just
here.
I just want to be better at being me.
Yeah. And that really was like one of the biggest things is like, people think social media doesn't work. And then they had a bunch of us stand up that are using social media like for their business. For me, it's like, this is who you get online. This is who you get in person. You know what you're getting into. So I would hope that if you do decide to work with me, you like me because you like what you see,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
So I think it's just, just being yourself, which
Yeah.
you already are. I already think you
No,
are.
I
You're
am.
just,
I
you're
don't
just
actually have
more,
to work on
yeah.
that. I just don't have the social media presence as much.
Not
So
yet.
I am going to work
Not
on
yet.
that. But
Yeah.
I'm just excited how really what I've learned I can bring back and make my listing presentations better, make my buyer consultations better, and kind of just full round my business, because I think that there's strengths and weaknesses that I have in certain areas of my business, as anybody would have, I
Yeah.
think, but just being able to try to strengthen those up and be complete.
There was I think it was a class, maybe a speaker that I went to. I think it was a speaker. I can't remember who said it, but they basically talked about how like some of the words that we use as agents, obviously we know what this means because we work in this field, but our clients have no idea what that means. So that was huge for me because I'm like, oh my gosh, I do use like a market stats. What the fuck is a market stat?
Yeah, what
I mean, I know what it means, right? Some people might know what it means, but to the average person, they're like, okay, numbers about the real estate market. What does
Yeah.
that even mean? What do the numbers mean?
Right.
And I really don't like those, but
Well, but we track them
things
because
like
they're
that.
important. Yeah, trends tend to kind of repeat,
Right.
and so that's why they're trends.
Right.
So
So I think things like
yeah.
that, like just learning to use better vocabulary to like educate my people, that's like a big one, a big takeaway that I took.
If there is one takeaway that I think is insightful for us to be sharing with you, is if you are a small business owner and you're looking for ways to improve in your business, what we learned, we were learning this from people who are not in real estate. These are people who are small business owners themselves, or now large business owners, sharing their success stories with us because it can translate the same way into real estate. And what I'm telling you is that it can translate back out of real estate for you. So that's who I want to talk to about this. This is who I want to be listening, is if you're a small business owner, ask us how we can use what we've learned to help you. We have so much at our hands as far as resources go for us to build content and to be more well-rounded in our business. And we're happy to share that with you. I think that we have so much to offer.
And I think that you're right. This applies to any business. This applies to like life in general.
Yeah.
Anywhere you go, if you get a job anywhere, you want to be yourself.
Yeah.
Right? You want to show them who you really are so you can build those connections. So yeah, that's huge.
Before we wrap the video up, I want to do kind of rapid fire here. A little bit about Keller Williams. We were going to do an episode on Keller Williams, and I decided we're going to just combine it with this one here. A lot of people wonder, why are we at Keller Williams? Like, seriously, what is so good about our company that's different from other companies? Why are we here? It's not just because this happened to be where we started. There's actually a reason why we stayed here. The way that I got into Keller Williams was just by random chance. I was a staff member. I was just fresh out of college and I got a job working as a staff member at the front desk. And I stuck with Keller Williams because, one, I knew all the agents when I got licensed and I had 70 people to lean on. And two, because I believed in what it was. And so I knew the company inside and out by that point. And I think that what we have here, maybe some parts are similar to other companies, but we have so many things that set us apart. So that's what I want to go over. And where this might lead is, if anybody's watching that thinks they might want to join real estate, come talk to us, because I can almost guarantee you we have one of the most friendly onboarding processes for agents who are brand new to the industry. You'll get more support, education, training here at Keller Williams than I think you'll get anywhere else.
Yeah.
So what do you love about Keller Williams? What do you love?
I love it here. I don't know. I love Keller Williams. I love the culture that we have specifically here in this office. I mean, and now I've been to 5 of these events. Everywhere I go where it's KW people, they're so friendly. And I get it. Other companies are probably the same way, but I feel like here there's not really egos. And in a lot of other companies, I can see the ego.
Well, and some people I think have an ego here, but it doesn't mesh and it doesn't blend, and they fall out. They'll end up
They'll eventually
leaving,
leave,
or
yeah.
they won't have the success
Yeah.
because it doesn't align with the culture. And the
Yeah.
culture actually drives performance here.
And we see each other as like colleagues versus like competition, and I love that.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I'm happy here. Again, I'm like a pretty loyal person, so I like to stick to, where I'm happy. I do think like if I ever wanted to leave, I'm sure there's other places that would take me. But I don't know. I love Keller Williams. I love what they stand for. You know, God, family, then business. That's important. When I first like was looking at real estate companies, I came here because of my realtor Corey. She was amazing and I really liked her. But when I started looking at like other companies, that was like a big thing. Like, what do you stand for? And I don't know, this one just felt like home, and I feel like it still does.
So the true difference of Keller Williams from other companies is the business model. The business model is completely designed around agent ownership, their training, profit sharing, and technology. So a lot of other companies are top down, right? Where their brokerage structure is kind of company first, and then it trickles down to the agents. From us, it's bottom up. So it starts with the agents who can tier their way up in ownership and make more money here and drive their own business. Like if you think of your business as a car, Keller Williams allows you to do your own branding and like run your business on your terms. They have different models that they can provide to you to say, hey, you want to build a team and you want to have your own brand? Okay, this is how you should do it.
Right.
And that's why you have your own logo and your Yakima realtor. And I get to be Jordan Hemp realtor, but I get to have my own logo that has a hot bud because of Moxie and stuff like that. Whereas if we were at a different firm, our name would be the company name.
Yeah.
Pricila De La Torre,
Whatever.
something
I don't-
realtor
and I
of
don't-
blank firm.
And I don't like that, to
It's
be
just
honest.
so
Like, I
well,
like to be my own person, if that makes sense. Not that that's a huge deal, but
yeah,
know.
you know, there's something to be said for having a cohesive brand like across the board. It's well known, but it does take some of your individuality and authenticity out of it. And we still have a unified brand of Keller Williams, and we use that in all of our marketing. We're required to as part of being in this brokerage, but you can choose your colors, you can choose your brand, you can choose your logo, you can choose your structure. And what also sets it apart is I mentioned the profit sharing. You're not just capped at making money off of your sales. If you recruit people to the company, and I know that sounds like a pyramid scheme, but it's not, because it's not a pyramid scheme, because you're not required to bring people here to make money. But if you do bring people here, the company wants to reward you for that and pay back to you.
So if you want to be a realtor Wednesdays at 4 p.m., come see us.
Yes, absolutely.
We have career tours every Wednesday.
Yeah. So Keller Williams is known for supporting their agents as independent business owners.
We encourage everybody to collaborate, and we encourage coaching. We have our own coach. So when you start here, you kind of start with her for your first 6 transactions. I don't know if other companies do that, but I think that's a great resource. They're basically like holding your hand through the first 6 transactions.
They teach you contract work and they teach you communication skills. I mean, when you're getting licensed, you really don't learn how to do real estate. And so this is actually like such an integral part to growing in the beginning, because it's all fire hosed and you get so much knowledge and information. But having that coaching is so important because it puts you on the right path from the very beginning.
And you won't believe how many offers I've won because I actually filled out the entire contract versus like someone that will send in stuff with like blanks and missing stuff. That is my biggest pet peeve, I think.
Yeah.
Which is so funny because before I was like, whatever. But now I'm like, oh yeah, it's so annoying because you look like you don't know what you're doing.
Yeah. Another thing that Keller Williams takes as a big part of their culture is creating a team environment and kind of not promoting as much the solo competition. When it's a small town, your reputation matters. And if it's like cutthroat solo competition all the time, it actually, I think, will make it harder for you to succeed. I mean, there's enough to go around for everybody. And we all do different marketing strategies. We try not to step on each other's toes, but naturally sometimes it happens a little bit. But
even if it
team
does,
environment, we have more roundtable discussions here where we sit around and we talk about what's working for us. And we respect that you run your business one way, I run my business another way, and we can both be successful.
And I think like the stepping on each other's toes, I literally had clients saying like, I really want to work with you, but so-and-so just started that also works with you. And so my husband wants to work with him. That's okay.
Yeah.
I think in my mind, everybody deserves to eat. You know, everybody deserves their share. And they're just starting. That's fine. Support his business. I'll get my own on my side, you know? So
And I think other brokerages have like their bullpen where they basically are cubicles. We do have a few cubicles for people if they want some private space to work, but like sometimes they like brokerages, you go sit down in a private corner and you don't get to talk to other people.
Yeah.
You don't really ask other people for help because why would they want to help you? You're going
Right.
after the same competition. Well,
Right.
not really, but that's just the
The
type of
mindset, maybe.
mindset and culture that they foster.
We have a profit share model. So essentially, like he's talked about a little bit earlier, if you're bringing people in and the company's making money, you're making money, right? That's
Yeah,
kind
right.
of the gist
If
of it.
our office is profitable and you've brought people into Keller Williams, and we don't recruit heavy, but
We
like
don't.
naturally, well, we don't. Our firm can be known for recruiting, but
Yeah.
as an agent, I'm not seeking other people to bring in all the time. If they want to see what we're about and they want to join, then that's
Yeah.
a bonus to me as
Same.
well.
I don't think I actively recruit, but I will say I get a lot of people that ask me about joining or starting real estate. And my thing is always like, do it because it'll change your life. It changed my life. But two, don't expect it to be easy.
Yeah.
I know we make it look easy and like we're doing great things, which we are, but not everybody does.
But
Not
there's so
everybody,
much behind the scenes
there's a
stuff.
lot of work
Yeah.
that we do.
Sleep lost and family time that's lost as well.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the profit share model is pretty simple. It looks like this. If we bring somebody to Keller Williams, they're technically under us, under our, what do they call that?
Like-
Kind of your downline is
Yeah.
what they call it. If they come to Keller Williams, join our downline. If the company makes money on a monthly basis, so some months we're down when it's slow, some months we're up. If they make money, the money that was brought into the company off of the agent that's in my downline, whatever profits are there, there's a model that a split of that, a small sliver comes back to me. And if they bring people below them, that's where it kind
It
of
accumulates.
it looks like that tree, but it's it's a bonus to me. I think I have a couple people in my downline. I don't think I've ever gotten a check, but some people have. And some people simply run their business off their profit share. They don't even have to sell houses
That's
anymore.
crazy.
They just keep their license
wish I
to
could
bring
do
in that money. Crazy.
Yeah,
Yep.
I love it.
Agent-centric culture. We've talked a little bit about our culture, the collaboration, and making sure that nobody's left behind. I mean, we won't do the work for you, but we'll give you the resources that you need to do it on your own.
We have a commission cap structure. Essentially, once we reach a certain amount, then we start getting 100% of our commissions
Until your anniversary date.
Yeah, until your anniversary date. So it just depends how long it takes you to get to that.
Yeah, a lot of companies don't have a cap structure where you pay in like 40% or 30% or maybe 20% of every check you earn always to that company. You never earn 100%. But for us, we pay in a certain amount. In our firm, it's $28,000 a year, which sounds like a lot. It is. But if you're producing full time, it's pretty easy to hit that point.
Yeah.
So once we've paid into the company $28,000, from then until our anniversary date, we earn 100% of the checks, which is seriously life-changing.
It is.
That can be thousands of dollars more that you earn that we wouldn't get at another company. And so I mean, seriously, that has led me to be able to make further improvements on my house, maybe take a vacation, have more peace of mind that I can save up money in my bank account.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I
love
bought a
that.
whole other business.
Yeah.
I think it's great. It's my favorite. For me, I'm somebody that I always need something else to look forward to, something to push towards. So having this structure, maybe this is why I love Keller Williams, because of that, the commission structure, but it gives me something to work towards. And once I hit that, I'm like, yes, like I did it. I'm proud of myself. And then the rest of the time is just easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah. So I love it.
We have one of the state-of-the-art platforms for technology. It's incorporating AI. It incorporates the MLS where listings are at. It has Canva involved, and now they're working on integrations with Facebook and Instagram. I mean, it is truly one of the best platforms I've ever seen at any company. I think it's an award-winning platform, actually. And so the technology here is robust and a little bit overwhelming, but with some training, it's incredible how much it can automate for us.
I think so too.
So,
So we have independent market centers, and we have a strong emphasis on culture in our offices.
independent market centers are agent owned. So our market center is owned by, I think, a compilation of 6 agents or 6 people. And I think only 2 of them are not producing agents, but the rest of them are. And what's cool about that is that, when it's owned by people who are within the walls that we work in, it fosters a better environment as well. It's not like super corporate. Obviously, we are a corporate company that's international across the whole globe. And a
Mhm.
lot of the money we build here goes to Keller
Mhm.
Williams International. But the market center does well when the agents are doing
Mhm.
well. And that's what I think builds the good culture here. The collaboration
Mhm.
is they want us to succeed. We want to succeed, which in turn makes our office succeed. And when our office is winning, we are too.
And market centers is just a name for an office, essentially.
Yeah,
It's the same.
yeah. Market center is basically like a franchise.
Yeah.
So we're just one branch of the franchise. What makes Keller Williams Realty different is that it's designed to make agents feel like business owners within their own brokerage and with opportunities to earn beyond the normal commissions that we get from our sales. And that's through profit sharing, training, and team building. So that's why we love Keller Williams.
We really do. I
KW
really
for
feel like
life.
I am ride or die KW. That's all I got to say about that.
And
What's
here,
up?
want a true example of why Keller Williams gives the freedom to do what we want. The fact that we have this podcast and it's filmed within our building of Keller Williams, that alone is something that I don't know if we would have that freedom to do anywhere else. We've got to build this brand right here.
And they're very supportive. They actually love it.
Anyways,
Shout out
if
to our
anybody
KW
watching,
people.
anybody watching has questions on how your small business can grow through social media, or you just want some ideas, you want to kick around things, or if you want to be a guest on our show, because we definitely want to highlight small businesses, please reach out to us. You can find us.
We would love to help. I love helping. I love helping you see the potential that I see and helping you like get to that goal. I love to do that for people. I feel like that's my next venture is like be a life coach or like something like that. I don't know. Once I get everything else organized, because my life is crazy, but I love to help people grow and reach their goals and follow their craziest dreams. If you want $100 million yacht, get to work, baby. Anyway.
All right. Well, you can find us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Spotify at Off the Market Confessions. Please comment, like, subscribe, share, and the things that mean the most is when you give us good feedback. We want to hear from you because we're doing this for you.
Yeah.
So,
and even if it's bad feedback, we might roll our eyes, but we'll take it too. We want to know what we can improve on too. Yeah.
That's right. That's right. All right. Well, thanks for watching, everyone. Till next time.
Bye.
Bye.